Hey y'all, it's Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis. Today I want to do a quick video about the indoor plants, specifically the two IKEA cabinets that I have inside, and just kind of go over what's going on in there. And I've gotten several requests for updates, especially on this Cattleya dowiana that I repotted sometime in 2025. I can't remember exactly when, but it's, spoiler alert, it's doing really well. So yeah, let's take a look and see what's doing well. And there's a few that are not, and I'll show you what those are as well. All right, so here is cabinet number 1. This is the cabinet dedicated to Cattleya dowiana, warscewiczii, and some of their relatives, and also Rex. I can't forget Rex. So if we actually, let's just start off with that dowiana that I repotted. You can see it's doing really well. So when I repotted it, I think it was this new growth that had just started, and then I just tucked this insane amount of root mass into the pot, and you can see obviously some of the root mass escaped, and that's kind of normal. It seems to be a fairly common occurrence for the plants in this cabinet and the one next door actually as well. But it's doing really nicely, so I can't complain. The root system in there is just going bonkers, and it looks, from what I can tell, it looks fairly similar to the roots that are really cranking on the outside. So I kind of hope that the next growth after this one will bloom. It wouldn't surprise me. So if I can get another growth by summer, then I think there's a good chance I can get some blooms. This is a warscewiczii that was hit pretty hard some years ago. Excuse me, triumphans that was hit by spider mites pretty hard a few years ago, and it's really made a great comeback. And looks really good. This one back here is hardiana. And you can see it's just this massive ball of roots. It would be great if this one blooms this year. I doubt it. I think these next new growths might still be a bit small, but we'll see. Who knows? I think this one over here is another triumphans. And again, you can see tons of roots. I think that's really the theme of this orchid cabinet, is just the insane number of roots. And you can see all the leaves are this really nice color of light green. And they're all growing in clay pots with some level of chunky media. So you see there's a little bit of osmunda in some of these ones, and then some, but mostly it's bark. And I should say large grade orchiata bark. And of course, really insanely bright lights from Carnivoro. These are relatively inexpensive. I think these were each about $110 in the last a bunch of years, and they are bright enough to really hit these plants with an incredible amount of light, such that these light lovers are able to bloom. I think the only one that's had kind of a rough time is this one here, and it got hit pretty hard with mealies, and you can see that's what caused these yellow spots. So as these mealies got really bad on the back sides of the leaves, let's see if I can find some. I think I've done a pretty good job of eradicating them. So, but you can see down on the bulbs here, there's these old dead bodies of the mealies, and they would just cover the bulbs. In fact, this bulb got hit so hard that it kind of created these dents here. But then on the back sides of the leaves, you would see patches of mealybugs, and they would suck enough juice out to cause these yellow spots. But again, they seem to be doing much better, and you can see the roots are climbing all over the place. They look that good in the pot also. This is warscewiczii here. Cerulean that I think is blooming size, so I am actively not watering it. I think I've withheld water at least since January, and it's March 3rd right now. So I've found that warscewiczii really does incredibly well for blooming when you give it an insanely hard winter rest. And I got that from Chadwick Orchids, and that seems to be the case. We'll see. You know, if you notice the roots of this one that hasn't seen water in a bunch of months compared to the roots of this one, or any of them really, where these roots are really fat and large, even for seedlings, it gives you a pretty good indication of the health of the plant. So you can see the roots here are a very different story, very desiccated, at least on the surface, not great. So I don't know if that I'm going to continue giving them necessarily this hard of a winter rest going forward. You know, one of the things about orchids is that you should always be experimenting and, you know, I like to say torturing your plants. And so I haven't hit this one in a while with any insecticides or miticides, and you can see that the scale are starting to make a comeback. So that means it's time to give this plant, and the other is probably a bath and some orthene. Also worth noticing is that how sort of squishy these leaves are. That's because this plant is desiccated. So I might actually hit this one with a little bit of water after this video and make it perk up a little bit. I think that's not going to harm the blooming if I'm going to get a blooming this year. Equihenera plants. Oh, actually, this is Cattleya blossfeldiana. I repotted it, and the roots, of course, are growing really nice. I want to see if I can push this root back in without snapping it. I think I did that. So this root would have gone out and grown all over the place, and now I slowly pushed it back in, and this will now spiral around the pot, which is exactly what I want, and you can see all kinds of root tips going on there. These are the Equihenera plants, or Equigenera, I should say. Cattleya luciana C. I got in September and talked to Ivan Portilla about it. Doing nicely. I don't see any kind of a bloom coming out yet, and then this one is, let's see, Cattleya aurora, which is dowiana by Luteola, doing really nicely. Should probably look at that. Got some scale, so I'll have to come through and hit this collection with scale. I guess it's always good to kind of come through, and especially with these plants that are squished together, and really see what's going on with them and how they look. And I'm doing that now. So, you know, I could cut these leaves off here, and the scale seem to be hitting the older leaves, which is fairly typical. It might be worthwhile to repot this one also. I'll wait for a new growth to get started, and then I'll repot once the new roots start coming out. Here's Cattleya rex. This one was hit by mealies and scale, and I don't see really any new ones necessarily, but when I come through with the orthene, I'll hit this one for sure. But this is the newest growth here, and it looks nice and clean. So this one did take to repotting fairly well. Oh, and there's actually a new growth coming down there. Probably can't see it on the screen, but where my finger is tapping is a new growth just getting started. And then, of course, you can see these roots, and they are diving down into the media also. All right, and so this is the cabinet that's a little older in terms of, this is the first cabinet that I built, and then I've dedicated it mostly to rupiculous Cattleyas, but a few others as well. And there's some hospital action going on as well. Trying to figure out what grows well in this cabinet and what doesn't. And I would say overall, the Cattleya, the rupiculous Cattleyas are doing really well. There are some that are struggling. So some of these rupiculous Cattleyas are from higher elevations. So let's start with that. This is Itambana. I think this is probably to the point where I can throw it away. But next to it, I have another Itambana. Maybe I don't. But this is the only one that's not really doing super well. I would say, this is an import. These are all imports from Floralia or from Francisco Miranda. and they've just grown like crazy. So it's great. Here's some Constantias. This is Constantia kipoensis, which is doing okay. It's dropping some of the older leaves, but then putting out newer leaves on newer growths. And I have a spike here that doesn't seem to be growing anymore. So, you know, it's tough with these imports when they do fairly well, and they still need more root mass, I think, to put out the roots. So, you know, I'm losing back leaves, I'm growing new front leaves, I'm getting spikes, and they're aborting. And I would say that's fairly typical for newly imported plants. So this plant thought it had enough resources to put out a new growth, and then decided against it. So, you know, this time next year, hopefully, I will have another flush of growth and more roots. This is Constantia christini, and it's doing really nicely. I'm going to zoom in and hopefully make nobody seasick. So this one, of course, I'm going to put my finger here just for reference, is tiny. Well, I should say this is a large plant, but it's an old plant. It's a mature plant, but it's very small. Each individual bulb and leaf are absolutely tiny. And of course, I really fell in love with this species when I was in Brazil in late 2024, and we found a bunch of wild ones growing there. And so I think this one is actually taking even better than the kipoensis over here. So I do see some spikes, or at least some not spikes, but sheaths. And I hope you can see that. And if you can't, you'll just have to believe me, I guess, because they are there. And everything in here probably could use a little water. A polyploid, Cattleya rex, and these are the Hadrolalias that I got from Diamond Orchids not too long ago. This one and this one. This is dowiana. This is Taples Sincularii number 5. From the same order I got, let me see. I repotted this one, Happy Memory, and the roots have just gone absolutely bonkers, and I had trouble pulling the tag out because these roots are already spiraling around the pot and doing really, really nicely. I also have Tolumnia hennekenii that's blooming right now. And this is a cool, bizarre little Tolumnia that looks like a bumblebee on a long inflorescence that goes back to a mounted plant way in the back here. I kind of want to get this one into a little pot, maybe about this size, and just set it in there and let the roots go crazy, because you can see the roots are looking for something to attach to, and I think they would do well attached directly to an empty pot, an empty clay pot, just so that they have something to climb on. And I don't know, these plants seem to do better when their roots are able to touch something solid. So I'm going to do that here. I think once the blooms are done, you can see it. Here's another spike going right there. So, and then down on the bottom level, I have a few more rupiculous Cattleyas. This is an award plant. This is an award plant also. This is Sanguiloba orchid eros. Got new growth coming. And this is sort of a hospital tent. This is one of my Amalias that I got from Brazil in late 2024. And it's just kind of sat there. Some of the most beautiful blooms that I've ever seen. And I'm hoping that this spring, or soon, well, I guess spring is mostly now, but this one should start growing new growths. And I think I'm going to mount this one, or maybe just leave it in that pot, but have less media in there than I've got already, and go from there. We'll see. And then one of my Restrepias and one of my Angricoids over there is looking rooty. Lots of roots coming from this one. It's Mysticidum brabeni, I haven't seen blooms on that yet, but I think I should, hopefully this year. I'll get this one back outside. This one did really well for me outside during the summer. Getting hit by a hose every day, it seemed to really appreciate that. And then my Pingicula that needs to be divided quite a bit. It's in its dormant stage. The leaves are not sticky, kind of succulent, but it still seems to be putting out a bloom, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I would say things are mostly doing well in the cabinet. If you ever get a chance to get an IKEA cabinet set up for orchids, I really recommend it. They seem to respond well to the conditions in here. And as you can tell, I don't seal these. I don't use a fan. I don't see a need for either sealing it or for using a fan. In fact, if you don't seal it, you don't need to use a fan because the air is exchanging in and out of the cabinet just fine. Anyway, I hope you're having a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.